As long as you believe your mind to be accurate, you are lost. Most people believe what they think to be true. Unfortunately, this keeps them stuck in lower consciousness. One of the things that most people do is believe their own minds continuously without doubt. And as a seeker, that's not really a good idea, because there's a very good chance that you have a whole pile of belief systems running that are out of touch with reality. And the only way you're going to discover that, probably, is by doubting your mind and starting to investigate it from a perspective of doubt. Because people want to be right, want to get it right, they kind of believe what the mind tells them all the time. To not get it right means to fail. It could also mean that you might be delusional, and people don't like to think of themselves as delusional. And so they insist that they're right all the time and that they know. And this type of mind will not support the type of investigation that is required to see through the mind. It is only a mind that is willing to doubt that will do that. It became very obvious to me when I was a teenager that I'd been programmed with a lot of beliefs that weren't actually true. And that everyone I knew at the time believed these things to be true. In questioning my mind, I just could not say they were true. Because, first of all, they weren't my own direct experience. And what was required was faith. Unfortunately, faith is, in a lot of ways, the enemy of the seeker, because it stops the doubt that is required to investigate what is true and what is not true. And I came to an understanding that the only way I could find the truth was to approach with doubt, and only when something was my direct experience, direct knowing, in the moment that that was actually probably true. Everything else was in a maybe column. Trying to instill this understanding in people is really, really difficult, because we've been trained to think we need to know. And quite often, men and women will claim to know when they don't, when they've never even had experience, because they think they're meant to know. This is a downfall for the seeker. Because if you believe your mind, you're believing something that was programmed by people who don't know who they are in the first place. And so at the age of 19, I started pulling apart my mind by doubting anything that was a belief system that wasn't my own direct experience in life. I found this amazingly freeing. I also discovered that I'd been brainwashed quite extensively to believe things that simply were not true. Well, you go over there. The seeker is a seeker of wisdom and truth. The truth is we are pure awareness, pure beingness. Wisdom comes in understanding our own minds, in seeing through our own minds and knowing how it all works. What is real, what is not real. No hidden agendas, not even from ourselves. But as long as you believe your mind to be accurate, you are lost. And this is why in Buddhism they talk about developing the beginner's mind. A beginner's mind doesn't know anything. It is free from that brainwashing. I haven't met very many people who doubt their own minds. Most people believe what they think to be true. Unfortunately, this keeps them stuck in lower consciousness. And so I challenge your beliefs in an attempt to get you to start doubting, so you can develop a beginner's mind, because if you don't, you can't play the game of higher consciousness. It is essential.